Hi everyone, Tom Slivick with Ruthella Turner from the Upcountry Community Center that's located just underneath the one-stop supermarket there. And it's a great place. It's a good location and it's very pretty. They have a lot of space. And they have a nice outside area where the kids can run around, the younger kids, I imagine the older kids too, if they'd like to do that. You had a garden going on through the summer, and it's still summer, so you're still growing some tomatoes?
We are. We're just getting the last of the harvest from our tomato plants, our bean plants, and then our sunflowers too. Getting ready to put in the next
Now, do the kids
batch.
put that garden in?
They do. They do. They put that in and they come out through our Fit Kids program. They harvest. It does need kind of some adults to come in during the week to help with the weeding. Of course, we have to keep it watered. Doesn't do so well when you only water it twice a week.
Okay, and I'll reiterate just a little bit. At the very beginning of the program, we showed a 0 to 5 play group, and the parents need to come down with their kids, but that was a great thing. And is there any cost for the parents?
Nope. The playgroup is free. It's provided by a grant through First Five. It's actually run through the Resource Connection. They have a playgroup at 4 different locations throughout the week.
Okay. Is there a limit of the number of people that can be involved?
We haven't reached
You haven't
it.
reached the limit yet. Okay. Looked to me
I
like
think
you had
it's
maybe
quite
7
large
or 8.
with
And you were saying now at school's back in for a few weeks, the group starts to get larger again.
It does. With that first week of school, attendance always drops with everything. So
Okay.
families just get used to
Great
that.
place
so.
to get out of the house, with your kids and take them to a new place and play with them with new kids.
It is. It's a great once-a-week activity. The kids really look forward to it.
Okay. And so that's once a week?
So once a week at the Upcountry Center. It's also in Jackson, Comanche, and I believe the other places I own.
Okay. All right. Now you have another thing that was up there that's really a big deal, I think. Being able to read is super important for kids. I know we get a lot of information from sounds and, from TV and radio and stuff like that, but there's nothing like reading, especially if you go to the internet and, look stuff up. And, of course, you have to be able to, get around. But anyway, you have a way that helps the kids read that might be behind. Tell us about that program.
So that's our Star Readers program. It's funded by United Way. And you're absolutely right. Reading is extremely important. It's not just reading, but it's comprehension. So it's a whole literacy-based program. Our students come in and referred to us by the school district. The students are reading at the basic or below basic reading levels, and they get paired up with a volunteer who's been trained in the Barton Reading and Spelling System. So we really encourage volunteers to come down. It's a wonderful program. They meet with their student twice a week. They get paired up with the same student. So twice a week they're meeting with the same student. It's really an opportunity not just to help somebody learn to read or to read better, but to make a difference. And we all have that favorite teacher, that favorite babysitter, and this is kind of another one of those opportunities where you get to be somebody who shows a child that you are invested in them and want them to succeed in life.
Right, and that's, like I said, I think that's the fundamental thing. Reading was probably more fun than just maybe right underneath my bicycle when I was a younger kid, and all the time, because it can take you anywhere, like a vehicle, like your bike, your car, whatever. And without it, I think without the ability is got to be really tough.
It makes it struggle, especially
I can only
in
imagine. I would have to say it would be like losing my sight, I think, for me.
It would be tough.
Okay, and summer's over, so what's going on now?
So now we still, of course, have our tutoring. We have our Fit Kids twice a week. We have our play groups. We have our computers with internet access. We have our well-being groups, or Find Your Balance groups,
What's the well-being group?
Well-being group is actually a once-a-week support group for those with depression and anxiety, and it's run by somebody who comes up from behavioral health once a week, Wednesdays at 11 o'clock, again, no charge. It's a wonderful group. It's an opportunity to learn some techniques for when life stresses us out.
It's open age too? They're all ages in that group?
This is for all ages. Of course, with it being at 11 a.m., it's more adults.
Right.
I don't think we have anybody under 18 in the group. But we have people from all walks of life, all levels of wellness in their own life. I know everybody handles depression and anxiety in different ways, and sometimes it can just get a little bit overwhelming, especially if you've got certain stressors going on.
Okay, and it's very good to do, seek help in a group situation as well, because a lot of times you are in a group and it works well.
It does. And one of our big things is prevention and early intervention. 1 in 4 Americans have a diagnosable mental illness in a given year. So 1 out of 4 people in a room have a diagnosable mental illness. The majority of that is anxiety, depression, not some of the ones we all hear about, schizophrenia. It's a much smaller percentage. So what we want to do is give people the opportunity to say, I'm struggling right now. Maybe something's going on in their life, especially right now we've got people still looking for work. Maybe there's been a loss in the family. Maybe somebody's had to move, and that can be really stressful. So this is a group where people can come together and support each other, learn healthy ways to help to relieve that stress and anxiety.
Okay, and once again, tell us who comes up and leads that class?
It's actually Krista Thompson from Amador County Behavioral Health,
Okay.
and this program is provided at no charge to the public.
Okay, and what other things we have going on up there? It looks to me like that was Wednesday, that was your well-being. Food distribution here, the 2nd and 4th Wednesdays.
Yes,
from 1 to 4.
absolutely.
What goes on there, Ruthella?
So the food bank brings up food, and people are able to pick that up from the community center instead of having to drive all the way down to the food bank. So this is another opportunity, a way to bring services closer to the community who needs it. We all know gas is getting expensive. Just from the community center down to the food bank is 8 miles one way. So
Does the food bank fill up, say, a generic type bag? Is that how that works?
It's kind of like you said, a generic type bag. They have volunteers down at their center filling up bags with a set amount of items for each bag.
Okay.
Now, of course, during the summer
And they have
months,
them for different size families?
they have them. If you're a family of 5 or more, you get double the amount. So we also, there's a senior distribution, so if someone in your family is 60 or over, you get an extra bag once a month. And then, of course, there's the EFAP, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, which is the federal program, which allows somebody who has an even lower income base to get an extra bag.
Now, is there a qualifying for this?
There is. In the food bank and the federal government set those numbers. We have nothing to do with that. So there is an income qualification that folks need to qualify for, and there is an application form, and all of this is provided by the Interfaith Food Bank. So it's a program that is run by the food bank. We just provide the facility and the staff.
Can they apply at the community center, the Upcountry Center there?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so they don't have to go down to the food bank to apply?
No, they can come in the day of food distribution, fill out the paperwork,
Okay.
and pick up their food.
All right, I didn't know that was going on. So that goes on up there in Pine Grove. Does that food distribution go on other areas of the county as well? Do you know?
It does. The food bank has a calendar of their other areas where you can pick up food. Again, their goal is to bring food closer to those who need it.
Okay, so what's nearest and best to your heart down there that you do?
Well, one of my favorite things, I love to read. I really struggled with it as a child, but I really enjoy it as an adult. So we have our lending library, and it's made up of community donations. We've got our children's section, which we have a volunteer or volunteers who come in. They check them for the accelerated reader level, which is something that the school district uses. So students who know what their AR level is can go directly to the book that's in their level, so they're not picking something that's too easy or too hard. And then we have our adults section that's obviously not little kid books, that again is provided by donations from the community. So we have health information, we have just fun novels for people to read, we've got biographies, and it all just depends on what the community brings in.
Okay,
So
now it's the Upcountry Community Center in Pine Grove. Is that open 5 days a week?
we're open 5 days a week, but only for 32 hours. So Mondays we're open from 1 to 5, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is 9 to 5, Fridays is from 9 to 1. Now, during our specific youth activities, the Fit Kids on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we are closed to the public during those times, though.
Okay. All right. So Ruthella Turner there filling us in on some of the great things that go on for the kids up country, as well as a lot of adults, and ways to better yourself and help yourself, and even get some more food for your family. So thanks for watching. And Ruthella, I want to thank you for coming by and sharing this with us. And once again, Tom Slivick on TSPN's News in Depth, and we'll catch you again next time right here on TSPN.
You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.
LNS Promotions presents the 11th